You're all muddy. You're all muddy. What are you doing?
I am turning 2 pieces into one.
Hey, what are you doing? I don't know if she gnawed the stitches out or just licked them out.
That's pretty nasty looking, yeah.
There's a big hole. I need your head up here so I can see that.
Big hole in it.
How did you do that? What am I looking at? Tendons? Bones? You cannot eat your foot. Well, I guess you can eat your foot. So, her and Magnus getting a little tussle all the time, and she caught some teeth. I don't think he does it to be aggressive, but she caught some teeth in her foot and it split her foot open. So they put 7 or 9 stitches in it last Monday. When was it? Last Monday?
Monday or Tuesday, yeah.
Monday or Tuesday. They said leave it for a couple days. No, it was on Friday. It was Friday. And they said leave it till Monday and don't unwrap it. Unwrap it Monday. So I unwrapped it Monday. She was fine and she kept licking it, and then the next morning came out and it was back open. There was no holes. There's no blood or anything because she's licked it completely clean. It won't bleed. My belief is that it's such just an open wound and there's no material there. I don't think they can just close it back without debriding a bunch of it, but I don't know. I'm not the veterinarian, so.
They had her super, I don't even know the word, but she was under a lot of anesthesia.
Yeah, they had her super anesthetized.
Like when she stood up for me to put her in the kennel, when we brought her back, she was just sitting there wobbling.
So this is the dog moving truck that we usually use when we have to put a crate in.
Putting her in like this to keep all the fur and smell off the bus.
Yeah, well she's kind of whimpering there.
Yeah, she knows where she's going.
Yeah, probably, because that's the only time we leave the property. She's not hurting any. She's been walking around. It's like not limping at all. No. Okay, go ahead and put her in.
The main mat.
The animal doctor. Their secret society is their code is the paw. I think you can park around back. Not that we need to.
I just pull up to the front because they're gonna have to walk around on the front. More than likely, what I did last time.
Just throw the door open and be like, oh my god, we got a wild mammal. That's what Josh always used to call them. Wild mammals. Yeah, we'll leash her. Oh, no. Come on, baby. Come on, girl. Okay, which way are we going? Okay. Hello, peppers. Come in, baby. There you go. You want me to leave the lead on her or take it off?
Take it off.
You're gonna stay here. Came with a dog, leaving without a dog. Come back and get the dog and we'll leave with the dog next time. Hopefully without the hole in her foot. What did she say? He did it himself?
Yeah, she was asking what happened. I'm like, I really don't know.
He unsutured himself. She unsutured herself. Yeah. Magnus does not like being in the back by himself.
Oh, no.
That motherfucker found a trash can.
In the back?
In the middle of the burn pile. Okay. Got it out of the middle of the burn pile somehow and is chewing a trash can. He's been chewing those damn trash cans up.
Yeah, he's been destroying them.
He's just fucking being an asshole. And as soon as you go out there, he knows that.
Oh yeah.
He knows.
Yeah.
You don't yell at him or nothing. He just knows. Oh shit, I'm
I
caught.
walked up there, and he had pulled the lid off one, pulled the bag of feed out, strung it
Yep.
across the yard. And when I walked over, he chewed the handle off a pitcher too.
Yep.
I picked up the pitcher, and he like kind of whimpered and backed up.
You picked up the picture.
I picked up the
Yeah,
pitcher.
because he knows.
He knows. Most certainly. I didn't even say anything to him. He knew. when
Maybe
I
I'll
picked
get
the
some.
pitcher up.
I had a fire hose. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe I'll get some fire hose and we'll just tie it to some shit. He likes to
So he has a
pull
toy.
on shit. Yeah. He took. There was some more hoses out there in the back we hadn't found. I didn't know there's one on the dam and there was another one on the other side of the
Yeah,
gates.
from the sprinklers.
And he unrolled those whole damn hoses and chewed one in half. So I hooked them. I pulled them out with the four-wheeler yesterday. Somebody's gonna be missing that. You're gonna be a coyote snack. A little fat Pomeranian.
That's somebody watching.
They should just change that breed to
Pet food?
Scooby snack. I'm gonna dump this, rinse it out, and put some fresh water in it without the algae. Let's see what's under it here. Wow, nothing. Usually there's all kinds of little mouse nests. Nothing at all. Weird. I wonder why. These old fireman nozzles. I've got some new ones. This one is one of the first ones on the property. And boy, do these things work awesome. It's made by a company called Nelson. I'll put a link in the videos to it. You guys see how those blocks are in there? You know what those blocks are in there for? Those blocks were in there for this. This is literally the only reason this thing's in here. Just to hold this hose while it fills this tank so I can walk away and not have it flop out and fill water all over the place. When I pull that nozzle off, I hang it back on this hook right here, because if I don't, a dog will get a hold of it and chew it up. And that's why it's all chewed on now. All the rubberization's off there from the dogs. They look a lot prettier, a lot nicer nozzle before they get dog chewed. And then this cage is here to coil the hose back up in so the dog doesn't get hold of the hose. Now Magnus is the only one that does that. He's around back now, and he did get a hold of hoses last night. We didn't realize there were a bunch more hoses out there in the field, so I pulled those in last night after dark. She is here And then her sister, who got in a little tiff with Magnus, and he caught her foot and sliced it open on a canine, would be my guess. They put stitches in her last Friday, and they said come Sunday or Monday, take the bandage off. I did, and she licked and licked and licked until the point she was able to pull those sutures out of her foot. Now has an even worse wound in it. We dropped her at the veterinarian this morning, so she's maybe getting her feet patched back up. I'm not sure how they're going to go about that at this point. It looks like there's actually some meat missing. I think it's bone that I'm seeing. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to bother at all. She's walking around not limping, no whimpering until we get to the vet. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how they're going to go about patching that, but we're going to fill that trough up, take this hose and roll it all back up in here. It's just a good place for it to stay. Now, I was sick last week and a little under the weather, and somebody else took care of this for me and took care of the animals. They didn't secure this, and Magnus drug this hose out, and then when I came up here, I don't know, a day or two later to take care of it, they'd handled it for a day or two. When I came up here, the hose was drug all the way down there, and he had chewed more holes in the hose. Puppy, he's just a year old, he likes to chew on stuff. This is what he chews on. So I don't know if it's a good move to take an old bad hose, tie it to a tree so he can chew on that one, or if that will just reinforce that it's okay for him to chew on hoses. Try a different material. I thought maybe I'd get some old fire hose and tie it to something. I think he likes to play with the hoses because he drags them all the way to where they're taut and then pulls on them, which creates another problem. If you pull on these faucets enough, you'll eventually create a leak down in the ground, and it will be a problem, a much larger problem for you. So I was thinking maybe take some fire hose and just tie it to one of these big trees, and that way he can kind of just, you know, pull on it. I don't know if, because there's nothing out here like fire hose, so it would be a different mouthfeel. I don't know that he would even use it, but just a thought, trying to break him of that. He's very destructive, and it's not intentional. It's just, you know, the things that he likes to put in his mouth, I guess. And we've had employees leave garden tools out, and that's what's happened to this shovel. Is supposed to look like this, and those teeth marks are him, and this one was left out and he chewed it up, and I found several of them where he's just chewed them to pieces. This is now, for the most part, looks to be full. And that brick will just stay in there for next time. It's probably poop. Okay. We've lived here about 15 years now in Tennessee. Coming from California, we didn't have to deal with ice, snow, frost, nothing like that. These are frost-free spigots, which means when you close it, it drains water down below. There's a hole before we fill it all in full of gravel, and the water seeps out of the spigot and leaves this all unfrozen. For the most part, it typically works. But what you will have is the water in the hose will freeze, and then you won't get any water out until you've had sun beat on your black hose for a few hours. And then when water finally comes out, about 50 or 100 feet of frozen around ice cubes shoot out. They'll actually cut your hand if you have it in front when it happens. We've got pretty good water pressure. So the fix is that even though standing water freezes, the water underground does not. When you turn the spigot on, water will come out of it if your hose isn't frozen. So the fix is we take this hose every day before sundown, run it all the way downhill, and the water drains all the way out of it. With the dog, that likes to chew the hose is in here, that would be a problem. He's not currently here. He's now in the back. Your other option is to take your hose, put it on your four-wheeler, take it inside in your garage or whatever. The easier fix is to run it downhill. But John, I don't have downhill. My ground's all flat. That's fine. Leave it attached with the hose off. Put it over your, stretch it all the way out, and then get back at the beginning and run it over your shoulder and just walk. And as it comes up over your shoulder, it will push the water out. You'll get most of the water out, and then the next day when you need to use the hose, it will not be frozen. Those are just some tricks. You're not gonna find that information anywhere. Nobody knew to tell me that information. I didn't know to ask. So for years, we'd leave one hose outside, take another hose inside, or we take the frozen one inside until it finally defrosted. So just little tricks, things that I do on a pretty regular basis. We don't get a lot of frost and snow here. There's usually just a couple of weeks where we have to deal with that. There are also a couple of weeks where that doesn't work because it's too frozen, in which case we were filling up hot water from inside into 5-gallon buckets and driving them out here to feed the animals. What do I do now? That's why this stock tank's actually here. I put this here, we ran power to here, we put a floating stock tank heater, and when you look out the door, there's just steam coming out of this thing. The dogs will drink out of it. We take water pitchers, fill them up, and then fill the water for all the rabbits that way. Works perfect, worked great all last year. Last year was one of our colder years we've had in a long time. When it's winter, we don't use these bottles. We switch out when it starts frosting, and we use water bowls. Now the rabbits will eat plastic bowls, so you'll use metal. Metal seems to freeze a little faster. So instead of checking rabbits twice a day, we do them 3 times a day. Hasn't been any problem. Works great. Hope somebody gets something from this. I am going to go in and get the poop, most likely poop, off my hands. Back to the trusty old excursion. Heading out to excurse.
Heading out on and in the excursion. Still got plenty of torque. You feel it lug when it clicks into gear.
Yeah. It's the only thing we have. We can seat 7 people.
Yeah. 8.
Yeah. You can,
Oh no, it is 7. I forgot that's
you
what
can fold them seats down and have damn near a whole cargo bed. Hopefully we don't come out and there's another dog in here.
That would be interesting.
This is where it would happen. Maybe we can get her home without pee this time.
Okay. I had pee all over me last time.
You had pee all over you last time?
Yeah, I had to pick the dog up and carry her up the hill.
She was laying there.
Oh, he did tell me to you. Oh, keep that dog up right now.
Well, she's been up.
Oh, has she?
They said,
Well, I called him
what
and
I was
told
told was don't uncover it until Sunday. I uncovered it on Monday. And she licked it and licked it and licked it and licked it, and she pulled those out of there. So
yeah, I told you.
what do I need to do? Put a cone on her head, or what do I, or leave it wrapped up and bring it in and let you guys change it? What do we?
Yeah.
What they cone?
You can try a cone, but I don't know if the cone, I mean, because it's the front hog, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Even
she can
with
get
the
it in
cone.
there. Yeah.
Because Nugget's so big, Nugget's not a nugget.
Yeah.
So,
Used to be.
damn. I don't
Leave
know.
it. Maybe leave it wrapped till what's today? Friday again.
Yeah.
Let's leave it wrapped till Monday. Bring her in. Let you guys change it. Look
Yeah,
at
and
it.
let
Yeah,
us look at
rewrite
it
it.
on Monday, and then after that, we can determine if we need, because Nugget doesn't need a cone right now.
Because it looked good when I undid it.
Yeah.
Until the next day.
But,
Yes,
yeah,
whenever she had been messing with
Then
it.
maybe. Oh, it's hard.
It's like sucking her thumb, and she just worried it to death. It, like when I found her yesterday, when I noticed it yesterday, it was completely open and she'd removed stitches out of it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it's not infected.
Yeah, and it
It's
doesn't
actually
hurt her.
clean.
She's
No.
she's not limping at
Yeah.
all. She didn't whimper until we got here.
Cause
She didn't like it when I left
She
here last
knew.
time.
She was.
Oh, and I couldn't help myself. I did cut her tail.
You cut her tail.
Yeah.
And we cut all the.
Oh, shaved all that
Yeah.
shit off. Thank you.
Yeah.
We cut all the cup
Thank
girls
you.
out.
Awesome.
And
Leave
it
them
will
on.
credit her
Don't even
account,
think
so
about
then
it.
whenever she comes in,
Most dangerous animal
So we
in
do
the world.
that? What do we do?
Chihuahua.
I know, that's what they are. Jada, what do you want to do? How much?
They're also some of the
Let's do 100.
You're about to get mauled any minute now. He's just looking right at you.
No, I'll do
We
it.
know it's
Here he
not.
comes.
Yeah.
He's gonna slide in there like he's all nice, and he's just gonna chew your ankle off.
He's a turd. He really is. Taco.
See? Because he's gonna make your ankle a taco.
Don't you?
Most dangerous animal in the world,
Gotta
the Chihuahua.
yeah, that, or a feist.
That's a job. Dog, you're heavy. What have you been eating? All that anesthesia has added 20 pounds to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
Oh Lord.
You've already lost.
I can't even move my arm.
Chewing on. What are you chewing on?
Maybe it's a frog.
Nah, she's not really one to chew on animals. It's gonna be a stick or a ball or a toy or something. You smell like dog. You smell like heavy dog.
I don't know how heavy it smells, but I would agree. She's got some weight.
She's not as heavy as she looks though.
No, but carrying her up the hill.
Do we have the leash on her?
Yeah.
Okay. You carried her up the hill?
Yeah, we carried her
Why?
up the hill. She couldn't walk.
Oh, she was still
She was so
sedated
fucked up.
because it was so close to closing. Come on, girl.
Yeah, no, I literally had to carry her up there.
She's like, I shaved
She
her
couldn't
tail.
stand.
Look at that little tail.
It's tiny.
What
It
is
is tiny.
what is this? What is this? What is this? I know you don't feel good. Come on. Come on. Can we walk? Come on.
Go.
You were just walking a second ago. Hey,
Come on.
this way.
She seems to want to follow me.
What's all the boogers
Pink
around her eyes?
spots? Oh.
They both have it. They didn't used to.
Cats always got eye boogers.
Come here. So any of you guys watching, what is this? Like this black crud they get? And I'm constantly, every day I pull it off of there and wipe their eyes. And then I look at their feet and their teeth. So they're always used to having me touch them. Can you get around this gate? Yeah, there we go. You got her? Still a little tired, huh? Come on. We'll get you to bed. Can you make this? Come on. Are you waiting to fight, or what do you want to do? She's like, that dog better leave me alone. But then she pauses and waits for the dog to come over. Maybe not. Maybe they just want to say hi. Come on, we're almost there. You're still pretty doped up, aren't you? So we're gonna take her back Monday. They're gonna undress it, look at it, redress it, and then we'll just do that every couple days, change the dressing. Ideally we undo it and let air get to it and it heals up, but she will not leave this alone. Leave that double bolt hit on there, come on. And into there you go. Got water, got food. She's already messing with it. She's already trying to figure out how to get it off. There you go, girl. She's already trying to figure out how to undo it.
She's going straight in there.
Yeah. It's probably breezy out here too. There's all the rabbits chasing each other around. Look at them. It's like rabbit racetrack. Must be a bunch of females and one male.